Today is March 26, 2020, and I want to welcome Dominic back to Southern California finally and to the family after almost a year overseas, and want to do this for friends and family today and talk about his trip, touch on his music a little bit, and discuss some of the things that he experienced while he was gone. So Dominic, welcome home. And welcome to Southern California.
Yeah, it's great to be back.
Are you glad to be back?
Absolutely.
What did you miss the most?
That California sunshine, for sure.
No. How was the weather in France, comparatively?
Definitely not like here. It was a lot colder, a lot cloudier. First time experiencing real seasons, for sure.
Yeah. So I hear that you have a song with Kobe called California Sunshine.
Yeah, actually, we'll be finishing that hopefully within the next month or two and release that for this summer.
Tell us who Kobe is.
Kobe is one of my good friends from high school. We've been working on music together for the past 2 years.
Right on. So talking about summers, what are your plans for this summer, 2020?
Well, to give a general perspective, I need to go to the beach. I haven't been to the beach since last summer, so I got to do that. That's the first thing on my list as soon as this quarantine's over. And then, in regards to music, I'm going to be going to LA a lot. I am working in a studio in Culver City called True Love Los Angeles. I'm going to be working on some songs. And then, apart from that, I'll be here working on Good Vibes Only with Kobe.
And Good Vibes Only is what?
It's our first album together.
So are you really excited about this music?
Absolutely. It's
That
gonna...
you're getting into?
I'm excited, for sure. Over the course of the past 2 years, I've been really kind of just finding myself musically, and then now I think I'm doing pretty good. At least I think so. And this summer is going to be a big one for sure, so stay tuned.
Right on. So let's get into your experience. How was your experience in Strasbourg overall? The city of Strasbourg in France.
Strasbourg specifically?
Yeah.
It was great, to say the least. When I first got there, it felt like a really big city, but over time it started to feel more like home. I could get around without using maps on my phone anymore. I knew the public transport like the back of my hand. It was a great experience for sure.
Did you feel safe?
You know, that's a good thing to talk about. It honestly feels strangely safe. You see kids just playing on corners every day, and it's like, where are your parents? But there's no crime, so it wasn't a big deal. Yeah, it was nice being able to walk home late at night and know nothing's gonna happen.
Oh, right on. How was adjusting to the French culture?
Well, at first, I would say there was a little bit of a culture shock, mainly because everyone spoke French, and I did not. Mon français est très mauvais, which means my French is pretty bad. I took some French courses while I was there, but it's a difficult language, and adjusting culturally without knowing the language was difficult for sure, but I did my best.
You're right on. And talking about music, I hear that you wrote a song on your way home on the plane.
Yeah, I did.
Tell us about that.
It's like a Euro beat. It's called Mile High Club because I made it when I was on the plane. And I actually started making the beat with no idea what I was going to do. I accidentally opened a program and I played a couple notes, and the first thing I thought was like, this is a European techno song.
Wow.
So I made a melody, and then from there I just knew everything that it needed, and I can play a little bit if you want.
Let's hear it.
All right.
Yeah. High and low, here we go. You already know 747, my high club. Whoa, party's pretty bumping, everybody been jumping. You must be a drug, cause I feel like I'm on something. Call me cross, but I'm really just stretched out. Smoking, drinking, blowing clouds in the clouds. 25C, that's a seat on my lap. Come on over here, I wanna see you shake that.
Right on. It is a good beat.
Yeah, it's interesting for sure.
What inspired you to make the song?
Well, like most of my songs, when I start, I have no idea what I'm doing. And it just started from scratch. I heard that first sound here in the beginning, and I knew instantly it was a techno song. And I hadn't really made any European style beats, and of course, I make my first one on the plane away from Europe, but yeah.
Now let's go back to, we know Strasbourg is located on Eastern France, right next to Germany.
Yep.
Actually, I had the opportunity to come visit you at your school. It was fun. Did you get to travel much around Europe?
Totally.
What places did you visit?
To name a few, I went to Frankfurt in Germany. I went to Vienna. I went to
Switzerland.
I went to Switzerland. Yeah, that was early on. I went to Luxembourg. Went to Amsterdam. That's just a few.
Right on. What was your favorite place?
Favorite place was Vienna.
Why?
We went there during Christmas, and we went and saw a few palaces, and they were magnificent. I'm not big on architecture, but it was still incredible, for sure. Right. And I had a great time seeing that city.
Right on. And of your travels, what was your favorite experience?
Budapest, for sure. So Budapest is actually two cities, Buda and Pest, split by the river that runs down the middle. And
half the people on one side are a pest.
No, people were nice. That was actually why I enjoyed it so much. We spent most of our time in Pest, and they have these places called ruin bars, which are essentially just like empty warehouses that I guess companies buy and then turn into bars. And we met a ton of people there, but two specifically, Caroline and Leo, some really, really nice people from Norway.
From Norway,
who were traveling too on their break.
It was their summer break.
yeah, exactly. And we met them there. We spent like 3 days with them going out, and we had to say our goodbyes after 3 days, but never forget that experience.
Oh, right on. Speaking of clubs, how was the nightlife for an American foreign exchange student studying abroad?
It was a great time, for sure. Every Wednesday night, the clubs had international student nights, so there was no entry fee. And most of us had classes at 9 a.m. on Thursdays, but we all still would go out till 3 a.m. on Wednesday nights. It was a great time.
Party away. And how was the music?
It was interesting. I didn't really expect it, but reggaeton was really popular in France, and they play a whole lot of J Balvin and stuff we hear here, but there was also a lot of French reggaeton, and I didn't really expect that. And, actually, I made a song. I made a few reggaeton songs.
Oh, you did?
Because of that.
Maybe you can play a little bit of one for us?
Yeah, I can play one.
What's the name?
This one's called Dámelo.
Which means?
Give it to me in Spanish.
Oh, right on. Let's hear it.
Take another shot.
It's interesting how you are able to switch from genres and create music and songs in different genres. I find that to be particularly unique.
I try my best.
Talking about clubs and going out and partying with your friends, how was making friends in a different country, in a different culture, not knowing anybody?
Well, not knowing French made it pretty difficult to meet French people, for sure. But I met a lot of people from all over. I met people from Colombia, from Moldova, from Germany, from Norway, like I mentioned earlier. And thankfully they all spoke English. So that's kind of like the universal language that people use in Europe. And it was great, to say the least. It was...
So it was easy.
Yeah, it wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be. I thought it would be... my language barrier would affect it more. But even those that had even broken English, it was still completely possible.
And with the friends you made, do you have a specific memory, specific experience that you remember in particular?
There was one night in particular that I enjoyed the most, for sure. I wrote a song about it. Seems like everything has to do with music, but I guess that's my life. It's called The Seventh Night of February.
Where was this?
It was in Strasbourg. It was a night, we made some new friends actually that night, and we all decided we were gonna hang out. And we went to a bar we'd never been to, and I had no idea it even existed, and it was just a great time. And we went to that bar, and then we went out afterwards.
Fun memories, and you recorded a song about that. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, share a little bit of it with us.
You want me to play it?
Yeah.
This one's already on Spotify too, so if you guys want to go check it out, I'll link the song.
What's the name?
7th Night of February.
7-9. Let's hear it.
It's the 7th night of February, got a cherry in my drink. Feeling kinda fruity, but my mood's really stank. Squads on a roll, 3 shots, 2 Red Bull. One night we be vibing all night long, ho. DJ puppet black a piece, throw it back. BG's grooving and moving, there's a camera, say cheese. Somebody bump me, said bump these nuts. In France we got cheese crackers and fat butts. Yeah, bounce it.
So that's a piece of 7th Night of February.
Right on. It's actually, I have to say, really cool that you can have a memory of time you spend with your new friends, say.
Yeah.
And that you can make a song about it. That's absolutely fantastic. Now, I want to ask you, was your experience worth it? Would you recommend others to do this?
Absolutely.
Why?
It was, well, for a couple reasons. For the main one, I would say, is a perspective shift. It's really easy to get comfortable here back home in America. Like, the States are so big, and we all speak English. And yeah, you could travel, you can go see the rest of the world, but it's not what I experienced. Living there and becoming a part of the culture to an extent is an experience that really opens your eyes to the world. You realize people are just people. We're all the same. We all want to have a good time. We all want to live life to the fullest. We all want to laugh. We all want to get drunk sometimes. That's one. The perspective shift, for sure.
Right on. Can you mention maybe a couple other things for your cousins and everybody else, maybe even your friends, things that you really value that you experienced and that you'll keep for the rest of your life?
Well, for one, the friends, for sure. Meeting so many people from all over the world is so cool. To say I know people in, like 20 different countries, and I can text them at any time.
That's true.
It's cool knowing people from all over. Makes you feel, like I said, more aware, connected to the rest of the world. And then another one would probably be being on your own, for sure. Because, like, when I went to college my first year in San Diego, I was on my own in a sense, but not like it was over there. When I was there, majority of the people on the streets I couldn't talk to. And when I'm at home in my apartment, like, yeah, I can still call people. I can still FaceTime. But, as soon as you hang up, it's just me in my room, and I have full control over what I want to do. And it's just that epiphany of, what do I do now? And the ability to do what you want, or what you can, what you are willing to make happen, is something I never really experienced before.
Did you write a song about that?
I mean, no, not that concept, but that concept is what inspired me to make music, knowing, like, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
I can make a song. So I write a song. What can I do now? I can play the guitar for 3 hours. I'm going to play the guitar for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just that ability to, or not the ability, the situation,
the freedom
of being completely on your own.
Yeah. Well, that sounds good. Well, appreciate the time. I wanted to record this so everybody in the family could see it and learn from your experience, which is very valuable. Do you have maybe a message to your extended family and, who knows, maybe your local friends too, through this crisis that we're going through? We can't forget that. And just kind of summarize, your 8 months, almost 8 months in France as I said, as a foreign exchange student, and living on your own.
Well, for one, stay healthy. Keep living life to the fullest, and have a fantastic summer. Enjoy it. I didn't realize how much we have in America and how great living here really is. How spoiled we all are. We don't realize it. So take this summer and friggin' enjoy it. Listen to my music if you like it. And I hope to see you all very soon.
All right, everybody, support Dominic's music. You can find him on Spotify, iTunes, and
Apple Music.
And Apple Music under Dominic Richmond. And this summer he's going to finish up a couple of his albums and several of his new songs. So we look forward to hearing it and experiencing the new music and seeing Dominic grow up in his new environment in the music industry. Right on, son. We love you. Cheers, everybody. Peace.